This is the Insta360 OneRS, one of the most fun and versatile little action cameras on the market. This is the recent DJI Avata, one of the worst action cameras on the market, but it's a lot of fun to fly. So what we're gonna do in this video is do a little mashup with the DJI Avata and Insta360 OneRS with a 360 camera, which should be a lot of fun. We're also gonna break out a different FPV drone and the action cam portion of the Insta360 OneRS. So let's have a little fun and see what we can do with this combination from kind of a unique location. Side note, if you guys need the mount, I have a free download, actually a link. It's just zip ties. We're gonna zip tie this on here. It'll be fine, don't worry. It's like they were just made for each other. Oh, this is gonna be fun. Oh, that is so much fun. All right, we're gonna switch this over to the OneRS action camera, which is pretty sweet. Like I said, it's not quite as good as the GoPro, but it's an action camera and a 360 camera all in one. So we're gonna switch this up and do a little bit of freestyle. I'm a cinematic pilot, so you freestylers don't make fun of me. I'm not that good. So for this shot, we're actually going to put it on a 5-inch FPV drone and send that and see what happens. A lot of people actually say don't use these in low light because they're not very good. We're gonna see how it holds up. It's not really low light, but the sun's pretty well set, so it needs a pretty decent amount of dynamic range. I mean, it is golden hour, but down in the trees, it's gonna be pretty dark. I'm gonna put it on auto, which is kind of a sin, but we're gonna do that and see how it looks and mostly just have some fun. And if we crash, see if it'll take it. Let's go. So yeah, it flew really well, and this is even with their case, which is pretty heavy. You could definitely do something lighter. You can also use the USB port in the side and get a USB-C BEC adapter so that you can plug into the balance lead, probably unplug that, to the drone and power this directly off of the drone, which will save you probably like 27-ish grams and make it even lighter. Should probably power things off, but anyway, we're gonna do one more pack and head into the studio. So in this test, we're also gonna check out the flow state stabilization. Usually I won't use GoPro Real Steady even anymore or flow state or anything. I will usually use Gyroflow because I honestly think it's so much better and I just trust Gyroflow and the devs are amazing. So yeah, I'll leave a link to that below. It's free. But we're gonna do flow state, see how it flies, and just to see how smooth it is. Let's have some fun. Hit a branch. We're gonna see if that camera survived. So don't use this to hold your action cam if you're doing freestyle, because that means the action cam, it's down there somewhere. So we're gonna have to go find that. That was fun. I I hit that branch really hard, and I think the camera took it all. Propellers, they're not supposed to look like that. We'll get back to finding the Insta360 at the end of this video. Spoiler, we did find it, and it is in one piece. You'll have to wait to see if it was still recording and if there were any other issues. However, this on the Avata was fantastic. I was really surprised. See, we usually fly like heavy GoPros and things like that on the Avata because the camera in the Avata, while it's nice, it's not great. And sure, I mean, you can definitely record some videos for YouTube and social media and have a lot of fun with it, but it's not really good for professional work. Now, the Insta360 is not really designed for professional work in my opinion, but it's great for YouTube and social media and is really kind of a perfect match for this little guy. And I can't believe how well it carried it. I was getting well over 6 to 7 minutes of flight time with the full 360 camera and battery just zip tied right to the top. Being able to reframe the shot in post is great, and especially if you're new and you're just starting out, you're still not really good at centering shots. And that's where a 360 camera using keyframing in their app or the Premiere plugin, which is amazing, will allow you to reframe your shot in post and always keep your subject centered. There's also some other really cool features like being able to look back at the drone and down on what it's doing, and you can create some really unique and creative videos with it. And like I said, it handled it surprisingly well. Now, you don't want to crash a 360 camera the way you would crash a regular action camera because these little lenses can get damaged. They do have lens guards for the 360 camera, which will allow you to take a little more of a hit. Now, I would imagine the camera blending probably doesn't work quite as well, but it does work. So you could put this on there for a little added protection. The thing that really stood out to me though, wasn't as much the 360 camera. While it's one of the best 360 cameras on the market, is the action camera. See, with the action camera, I didn't expect it to take a hit the way that it did. I didn't expect to be able to hit a tree at, 30 miles per hour head on, and several other trees and the ground and other things over the last couple of months. I did not expect it to be able to take that kind of a beating. This little module doesn't even have a scratch on it. I haven't been running ND filters, which you should. I haven't been putting it in a 3D printed case. I've been using this, which obviously did not work out very well. But, when you're in a pinch, you use what you have. As far as image quality, no, it's not as good as a GoPro. It's just not. It's not quite there yet. However, there are different lens mods that are supposedly a little bit better than this one. And at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter if it's going to be for social media, YouTube, and for fun. If it's an action camera, it doesn't make a huge difference. Now, if you are going to use this strictly for professional work, I will say GoPro has an edge up on them. However, for fun videos, being able to switch back and forth and having a setup like this, which is actually a little bit lighter, is really nice. And honestly, I kind of get sick of GoPro sometimes. Also, you'll see at the end of this video, overheating really isn't an issue either, which is pretty great. Granted, it is only 4K, but it doesn't seem to overheat for us. On that image quality, you will see a little bit of kind of grain or pixelation, and if you zoom in and pixel peep, there are things you can do like adding a touch of noise reduction in post, which will deal with this, especially if you have Davinci Resolve, which they have for free. This will take away some of that little bit of graininess that you see in your image. Now, the big question, should you buy it? Well, this camera's been out for a while, and I'll put the current price down here and also put that compared to GoPros. This is kind of a unique camera. If you want a 360 camera and you do not have one, especially if you don't already have another action camera, I think this is the best way to go right now. I think you get one of these with a 360 and built-in action camera, especially if you're just shooting videos for fun. However, if you have a little more budget, then you could probably get their latest 360 camera, which has a 1-inch sensor and is incredible, and buy another action camera, in which case then I probably would get a GoPro. So you can get started much, much cheaper, find out what you really like, and then dive in a little deeper if you need to. We're gonna have several more videos coming out with this setup very soon, but for now, we're gonna go back outside and see what happened to this camera in that crash. Dad, I'm ready! You can take me down now. Guess I probably should be helping him. This is awkward. Mom? At least the sunset's pretty. Could be worse. Shouldn't have used that mount. I knew better. 3D printed mount. Honestly, TPU is super durable and what you should always use. So 3D printed mounts are definitely the way to go. Doubt it's still on. I also kind of doubt it's in one piece. This is starting to get a little concerning. Our little camera's gone, and after that crash, I highly doubt it's still on, which means we're looking for a little red and black camera in red leaves after dark. This thing's probably in wait, what is that? Is that a blinking red light? It's still recording. How is this thing still recording? It's just chilling by this tree. There is no way. I think it survived. And it's still recording. 27 minutes later. 27 minutes later, it's still recording, still going. All right, that's durable. You guys need to see this. This is nice. There are worse places to be stuck. I can deal with this.